that went from soldier to the Jesus preaching. So I wanted to just comment on the Shannon Sharpe thing. You know, I know people are up in arms about it, but I decided to take a look at it from a biblical aspect, all right, and address this topic. Mainly, what I'm hearing a lot is about the age gaps, and then there's also the whole, is it right to sue? Is it right? Should she had pursued it criminally? And all these different things. So um, as I thought about it, multiple things can be true at once, and there's extensive possibilities of like how you can look at this and see where this is right, where this is wrong, or where this kind of aligned. Now, granted, though, we don't know the relationship that Shannon Sharpe has with Christ. We don't know the relationship that this young lady has with Christ. So we can take our moral compass all we want and try to point them in to certain directions, force what we think about morals and values and beliefs, versus what the Bible says and what God has ordained about uh, uh, age gaps in romantic relationships and marriage, and nature of love, and the whole criminal justice thing, and court system. But anyways, so like let's start with the age gaps. All right, the Bible emphasizes the importance of mutual respect and love in relationships. For example, Ephesians 5:25-33 says, husbands to love their wives sacrificially, and wives to respect their husbands. See, the focus on the quality of relationship is important here. Not the age difference. Hey, they not married, okay, but the Bible says when you lay down with someone, that they automatically become your wife. All right, especially when you pursue a long-term relationship with them. Right, and what about maturity? Well, without maturity, we cannot also forget about the importance of wisdom, understanding, and that's highlighted in Proverbs 4:7. An age gap is going to come with different life experiences, okay? And there's going to be different levels of maturity, which can ultimately impact the relationship. And so the emphasis should be on how compatible you are with someone and what shared values you got rather than age alone, because there's plenty of people who have went through tons of things in their early childhood, teens, and probably have advanced in maturity a lot more quicker than others. Two things can be right at the same time, where you can have a man who's older may have a childlike mindset, and you can have a young lady in that relationship who may be further advanced because of the experiences she had had. So it's all about how compatible you is. All this nonsense about, oh yeah, she doesn't have her frontal lobe developed. Oh, this man is great, But it's not about that. How compatible was they at the moment? And again, we're talking about people who we don't know if they are Christian, what their values and beliefs are. We can't just go off of what we think it should be, all right? And what we think society says, which goes on to talk about authority and responsibility. In 2 Corinthians 6:14, the Bible advises against being unequally yoked, which refers to the importance of having similar beliefs and values in a relationship. This principle, it could be considered when you evaluate the dynamics of relationships with a significant age difference. But once again, though, it's all about what are your values, what are your beliefs when two people come together in a relationship. So now we finally arrived to the importance of like understanding suing someone versus pursuing criminal charges. Now, in the Bible, it emphasizes conflict resolution, and you want to resolve conflict quickly and in an amicable way. And that you can find that in Matthew 5:25 through 6. This passage alone, it talks about like how you should settle disputes before they escalate. This can imply like seeking resolution through civil means, such as like suing rather than pursuing criminal action. In this case, and as we have seen in a lot of other cases, it could be that some of these women, they don't want to have the person, in prison. They don't want the person to, you know, um, get off that easy. They rather pursue it in a civil, more low level way. But unfortunately, when you do that, those things are also highlighted in the public eye, and then we have all of these different opinions come jumping in, like we got right now. So, what's the legal moral justice of all of this? What does the Bible say? Now, Romans 13:1 through 4 discusses the role of government and authorities in maintaining justice. That's who's critically in the middle of all of this. It suggests that law is a place to address wrongs. So you can address your wrong by seeking legal action, like i.e. suing, which can be viewed as a way to get your justice without escalating to criminal prosecution. And that depends again on the circumstances. It's all about forgiveness and reconciliation at the end of the day, because the Bible advocates for forgiveness and reconciliation. But unfortunately, in the eye of the public, no one want to forgive someone on either side. When things like this happen, and I can expect for a long time that Shannon Sharpe is going to be going through a lot of scrutiny for the rest of his life, just like we see Chris Brown, who it's been years since all that reality stuff happened, but yet still, he's still getting bushered, so to speak. So, in personal disputes, you want to pursue forgiveness or restoration, and it may be more beneficial than legal action, which some of these women should consider. And it also encourages believers to seek peace where possible. But again, we're talking about believers here, and we don't know if they're believers. We don't know what their relationship is with Christ. So while the Bible don't provide the direct answers that we need about age gaps and relationships or legal matters, but the principles of love, respect, justice, and conflict resolution can ultimately guide individuals in making decisions in these areas. Ultimately, you want to seek wisdom through prayer. You want to consult with mature Christians. I am a Christian life coach, and reflect on biblical principles that is essential when navigating personal relationships and conflicts. So when you come across a situation like this, you want to find the proper compass in the Bible, to deal with things in a moral, peaceful, loving way. All right, that's all I got for you guys. If you want to book a call with me, I'll put my link in the description. If you got some ideas or you got some questions or you need help, I'm here for you. Or maybe you need some prayer. I can do that too. All right. Blessings, peace, and lots of love.